Todd, you there?
I'm here, bro. I'm here. How are you?
I'm real good, man. Thanks for joining. This is Todd Flood, the former special prosecutor under former Attorney General Bill Schuette, who put 3 arduous years into this, along with Annie Arena, the former head of the Detroit Bureau of the FBI. You guys were knocking it out. Nessel comes in and flushes it all away. Todd, let me ask it this way. Nessel said your case sucked and couldn't be won, and that's why she had to flush it and bring it all back. Do you agree with that? Where would we be today?
No, I don't agree with that. But what do you expect her to say? It's, politics in the courtroom. That's where it doesn't belong. I'm not going to throw cast stones. It's just not who I am. But no, we were winning. You know that as well as I do. We had, just in the Nick Lyon exam, I just happened to look. We had over 91 exhibits. We had multiple pleas that people testified against Nick. One of the judges said we proved our case at the preliminary exam beyond a reasonable doubt. We did it with transparency. We did it in the open courtroom, so you could see it. Charlie, you're one of those investigators in our country that people aspire to be, but you were there. You saw it. It didn't take rocket science to figure out how we connected the dots.
Let me ask you this, man.
Go ahead.
Were you pursuing involuntary manslaughter charges against Governor Rick Snyder?
It's inappropriate for me to get there because what happens if they go there? So I've got a contract, and I said that I can't get into what charges I have. But Charlie, you were at the final closing argument for Nick Lyon. You saw where we were going. I mean, there was a multi-level investigation. There was the financial crimes investigation. There was the felony as far as other cases, the fraud cases, and then there were the people crimes. One of the guys you may remember, I think I might have introduced him to you, or you knew him ahead of time, was Keith Corbett. I mean, Keith Corbett from the United States Attorney's Office. While he was there, he brought down some of the biggest money crimes and corruption cases in our country. Right, was on our team. So we had a top-notch team. We were organized, we were systematic, and we were going at it.
Were you pursuing racketeering cases, a big organized crime sweep?
Well, it's not going to take a rocket science to figure out from your question and based on my answers what the heck we were going at. All you have to do is look at the information when we charged the emergency managers, right?
Yes.
And the golden handcuffs. Remember, the golden handcuffs was what? The fact that there was $125 million attached to switching the pipeline back to Detroit. They couldn't do it because of the administrative consent order, right? They would have had to pay back the 125. The boogeyman came to say, hey, listen, you guys need to pony up, Flint. And then the state, DEQ, said, okay, we'll let this happen.
So let me translate that, Todd. Here's what you're hearing, folks. Yes, the investigation was going up to involuntary manslaughter on the governor's behalf. Yes, there was an organized crime racketeering case, which we never heard of once you got broomed. And finally, what a ton of horseshit, Madam Nessel. Because I knew this case before you saw one page. What do you mean there was nothing to prove? Todd Flood, Andy Arena, the whole crew had 15 people charged. You came back with half that number with the same or lesser charges. Give me a fucking break. There's no justice, and it's too late, Todd, because this Attorney General didn't introduce a tank team, which is basically a third party when they're gathering documents to make sure there aren't privilege between the client and the attorney. So if they're going to refile these charges, they're going to have to take 2 years and $40 million by their own word just to bring evidence to a preliminary examination. It's over. Is it over, Todd?
I see an on-ramp. I see an on-ramp
to ray of light.
Charlie. I got some creative thoughts about how to do it.
Nobody wants to talk to you, Todd. You're fired.
Yeah, I know. But at the end of the day, I'm going to share my thoughts with Fadwa and Kim.
Now they want to talk to you.
Yeah, regardless if they do or they don't. I'm going to send them anyway. But at the end of the day, the key here is what I said in the very beginning, the advice I received in the very, very beginning was, Flood, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing right. So that was my mantra all the way through. All the way through was to do everything right, by the book. We worked with the federal government. We worked with the House of Congress of the United States. We worked with the FBI, so in the U.S. Attorney's Office here. And that was the mantra: do it and do it right.
My man.